Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Soon as I turned it up, I mean, like, soon as
See,
Every time.
blaming it on the black man.
Every time.
It's Ricky.
Good evening, everybody. We are back on Mondays at 8ish p.m. as promised. 8ish p.m.ish. Definitely p.m.ish on Monday. Thank you, everybody, for tuning back in. Hello, Ricky.
Hey, how you doing, Marci?
I'm good. Welcome back.
Thank you. Like I never left.
Like you never left? That's good. That means you feel comfortable. And that's how I want you to feel.
Okay, good.
Hey, Mark.
what's going on?
What's going on?
Same old shit, different to well, ain't no same old shit today.
It's a little different.
It's a little bit. We got some different shit than fell down the toilet today. We got a little different seasoning on it today.
Oh, you dropped a different rock, huh?
Yeah, dropped a different kind of rock down the toilet down there.
I'm still trying to read. I'm really trying to focus and try to like decompress from everything, from the whole thing that happened this whole weekend. Can we just start off how the weekend started off?
Okay.
How did the weekend start? Friday. How was you all's weekend?
How was you all's weekend? What in the hell state is you from?
Okay, Friday was dope. Friday was good. What did I do Friday? I went to work.
I can't quite remember myself.
Got off work.
I worked Friday too. I can't remember if it was a Pistons or a Red Wings
what I
game.
did Friday. I cannot remember what I did Friday for sure.
Well, did you have a good weekend?
Old
I
people
did.
problems. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Oh, well, he ain't. Yeah, okay, well, let me shut up.
Yeah.
I'm older than him.
How's the new whip treating you? How was it?
Oh, the new whip is it's delicious. Oh,
For real?
yes.
Did you name the vehicle yet? Is it
Yes,
a girl
Cherry.
or a guy? Cherry. It's a girl.
Cherry? Yes.
Cherry?
Yes.
I take it it's red.
No. The
Black
scent's
cherry.
in the car.
Oh,
The
okay.
scent is the wild cherry
Oh.
tree scent, and I like that scent a
So
lot.
you named the car after the
Cherry,
scent.
yeah.
Dig
Okay.
it. Dig it.
Well, I'm glad y'all are getting close.
Too close. I spent money on her already.
Oh.
Yeah, I done went to the sound shop and got, fitted for some stuff.
Well, that's what happens when she treats you well.
Yeah.
You know.
Gas.
Hope you don't have to smack anybody
man,
about
gas.
I
man.
gas her up
it. Yeah.
for sure.
Mark, the van. Tell us what's
man,
going on with the
we-
7 Mile Radio
It
van.
will be here this week, man. I talked to my partners over there at the collision shop. My friend Chris Cherry, my brother from Osborne High School, went to high school with me, owns his own collision shop, and he's taking care of it for me. Getting all of the body work done to it and painting it and all of that. And then, we have it back here. And then it's that dreaded insurance that we got to go ahead and tackle.
Now, will you be doing like commercial insurance because it's business, or will you be doing?
You know what? I'm probably gonna shop and see what the best option is. Hopefully that would be better. I was thinking that might be more expensive because it's commercial, but I didn't know the option. This is my first time going ahead and putting the car in the company name, so I don't know what what would be.
I think commercial would probably be the safest way. Just me like running a business. Like if I ran a business, like say if something happens.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then like I said, it's really about the cost of it, the budget
Not
right
the
now.
cost of it.
That's what it's
insurance
really
has
about.
given me the best.
Well,
Say insurance.
Insurance has given me the best rates.
I would love for y'all to finish this conversation about vehicles. I didn't know it was going to go this far, you know. But
Next time, know your crowd,
anyway,
Mrs. Rock.
this is right. This right.
Mrs.
I'm gonna
Rock,
read
we
the
gonna
room next
rock
time
you.
before I start asking about cars. Yes, the name of the show is Oscars, the Groutch, and yes, excuse our spelling error.
Yeah,
and
that was a
yeah, we were going too fast.
Honestly, we're trying to stay out of court. We don't want Sesame Street to sue us.
There we go. That's really what happened, right?
Copyright infringement, right?
Okay.
We had
okay.
to spell it different.
Thank you. And y'all know me. I always need a pun. I always got to put something in there. We will rock you. We thought was suitable.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about that later on. You know, I like to always start off with some very relevant news, and usually all of us in the room and online we're from Detroit, so I'm gonna start with a little bit of Detroit news. Some happy news. $45 million is being put into 11 rec centers in Detroit. Can I get a round of applause? That's right.
Wait, now is it going to be in Detroit or is it the Metro Detroit area?
Okay, and let me be specific. This is actually going to be
Because this
in
shit could
Detroit.
happen in Bloomfield or somewhere. Then they'll write it off in the media like it's going down on 6 Mile and Evergreen or something. Like we don't need the narrative to be twisted. If it's Detroit, then let's say.
I was just listening to a song. It said Decatur is not Atlanta. Lithuania is not Atlanta.
Yeah, that was it.
And so I can't wait till the Detroit song comes out. It's Northbound, not Detroit.
They've already done it.
Southfield.
They've done
not,
it. Yeah,
not
plenty
Detroit.
of people have done it.
Well, I would like to hear the song, but this is specifically. I'm glad it's really about Detroit because I got another story that's showing how it's going to shade Detroit in its favor in the suburbs. But this in particular, these rec centers include Chandler Park, Farwell, State Fair, Band Shell, Adams Butzel, Coleman Young, Butzel Family, Heilman, Patton Rec Center, Crowell. Is it Clemente or Clement? Clemente? Lennox. Clemente and Lennox. These are the rec centers that are going to be funded by this $45 million deal. And specifically, Dexter Elmhurst. It's real. I think they're definitely closed down, but they're going to cost over $8 million to fix this one. The ceilings are falling. There's water damage in it, and with the new funding, the city's going to demolish this. So it's actually going to be demolished. I'm just glad that the rec centers are going to be back in play, and we're going to have somewhere for the kids to go, and for us to go too. Because I mean,
was just about to say for the grown-ups to go.
Because do you know it's only $10 a month to have access to your local rec center, and you have access to a lot of the facilities in it, and even discounts on classes. $10 for the year. Not $10 a month, $10 for the year, and $35 for the whole year to have access to all of them, I believe. 35 or 60, something like that. Wow. So when these rec centers open back up, we can tell LA Fitness and Planet Fitness to kiss our ass. And because
they got gyms. Like there's a right here in the neighborhood, like we have Matt Stafford Field, right?
Right there.
Yeah, and then in there in the Lemke Recreational Center, they have a weight room and they have a swimming pool and they have all of these different things that a lot of people in the neighborhood don't really take advantage of for some reason. I don't understand.
And they think that first of all, a lot of us don't even know about it.
That's part of it, right?
Somebody, the person who enlightened me about the $10 a year is actually like a realtor. Like he knows about a lot of the stuff that's going on in the city and has connections. I mean, this is common knowledge though. But imagine you have to be involved in certain shit in the city to where you think this information is kind of exclusive, and it shouldn't be, and it's not. Right. So I thought I was relevant. I didn't know about it. My mom, dang on neighborhood block club. I don't even know. She didn't even tell me. I would have done this instead of getting LA Fitness, Mom. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
I was kind of sad that Brewster wasn't on the list, but as I rode past Brewster the other day, it definitely looks insalvageable.
Now, insalvageable mean that it cannot be fixed?
Yeah.
I have some memories in Brewster. I almost got my ass whooped in Brewster.
I have memories in Brewster also.
No, okay, so check it out. Now, I was a blessed child growing up. Both parents in the house, but it's 4 of us. So we can't afford like Jordans for everybody. Right. We can't afford Nikes for everybody. Right. So I had the Nikes just without the swoosh. So
you didn't have no Nikes. You didn't have Nikes.
First off, see now we can take care of this outside after the show because I'm touching.
If you wearing them Nikes, I don't want. If you wearing those spike whatever, I don't want no smoke.
So check it out. So we shooting hoops on a little basketball team that they made up or whatever. And like this big grown nigga, like he had to be like 40. Really, he's probably like 17, 18. Now, I'm still in middle school or whatever. Now, he looked down and he like, oh, look at it. You know, we eating our free lunch or whatever. You know, it's that kind of program, free lunch. So like, oh, look at his fake Nike in front of everybody.
I'm sorry.
Jordan never did that move.
Yeah, so.
What are those?
What are those?
Yeah.
So I felt a certain way, and I told him like we can handle this. Like, and I didn't care that he was bigger than me, stronger than me. But like as I was telling him like we could fight, we could scrap it out. everybody was like, "Yeah, you remember when he choked out Rodney that time?" And they were talking about all of these hood glory stories. And this nigga that went around beating niggas' ass in the projects.
Oh,
This is at Bruce. This is at Brewster.
Yes. So check it out. So my homeboy Willie, he was there with me, and like to this day, I say this.
He like, homeboy, don't do it.
No, he was like, look, man, he's like, ain't nobody gonna touch you. He's like, if he jump you, but I'm gonna help you out. But we had Miss Maddie there. God bless Miss Maddie. Rest in peace. Miss Maddie can't not. We walk out. We about to scrap. Now he doing like the whole little get together. You know, woo, woo, woo. I'm chilling. I'm sitting down. So Willie like, don't worry. One day we gonna make it to the NBA. And it was like that was the thing. Like, so Miss Maddie saw us and she's like, what's going on? Because you don't look right, Ricky. I was like, nothing going on. So she was like, so she looked over and she went to the other dude and she was like, what's going on? And he's like, we gonna scrap. Miss Maddie talked him down or whatever, saved my damn life because that nigga was about to stump a mud hole in my. But Brewster, but that's the type we need our centers. We need our rec centers because memories like that and stuff like that, like going through adversity.
That's like right now in the day and age where technology, social media, and all of that is kind of not only at the forefront of a lot of our adult lives, but the kids, right? That's kind of taking over their lives. You know what I mean? So we need that element of socializing, real life socializing, and growth, communication, being able to
absolutely
problem solve. That's your problem solvers. Like we grew from that. That helped us, become who we are. Our problem solving skills, like I said, and just developing who we are as adults today. You know what I mean? So
Brewster in particular, I actually used to hoop up there. I hooped for their 12 and under team, or at Considine. Brewster was where our 15 and under hooped at, which were the Murray Wright Hoopers. So shout out to Coach Lawrence and Tracy, and shout out to all Brick City. Shout out to and rest in peace, Coach Donald. So I definitely remember Brewster. Ryan Passett is real nostalgic. I was sad to see that they weren't on the list, but maybe they can do something for the people of that area. So the upgrades to these facilities are going to include the new gymnasiums, a new amphitheater. They didn't say specifically which places are going to get these, but it's going to include these, probably scattered throughout them. A dome-covered football field.
Ooh.
We're going to get a dome-covered football field. I mean, I know we got Ford Field. That's dome-covered, right? And, but we're going to have one for us regular folks. So this is going to be funded by the American Rescue Plan Act, city bond financing.
And I have a question.
And donations.
I know that we're saying, like, okay, they're going to fix them up. But after you fix them up, what are we doing to keep them up? Are we
hopefully
programs?
I was about to say that. I swear I will work for the city of Detroit if I could be a part of a rec center and run a rec center. And teach young people what we know, right?
Contact somebody in Parks and Recreation.
Absolutely, but Parks and Recreation really are they? Speaking of Parks and Recreation, my dad's a coach. Shout out to you, Dad. And I told him what my topics were going to be today, and he had a story, which always throws me off, but I don't know why, because he's so Detroit. He's real. It's in his blood. I mean, he wasn't born and raised here, but he's been part of Detroit for so long. So he had a story about rec centers and how they used to. The Coaches Association teamed up with the Parks and Recreation Department. That's what made me think about this. And they actually, certain coaches would take on different rec centers and they would run a summer camp. Mm-hmm. He said that he and a few other coaches, they ran Camp Brighton.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Camp Brighton? It sounds familiar, but I haven't really.
Wait, Camp Brighton?
Camp Brighton.
I'm going to tell you where Camp Brighton is. It's not. Okay, so I know where Brighton, Michigan is. They have a prison out there.
Well, no, this was actually in Detroit. This is a Detroit rec center.
Okay, because they did have like a young boys house out there, and I actually worked in the prison where they used to have like some of the troubled kids. But they had a pool out there, basketball, all of that. So it's a whole lot of older guys.
So he said it was a few of the coaches. He said he ran the basketball part.
Okay.
Coach Nevers from Kettering, he ran the tennis part. Rest in peace. And Coach White from Benedictine ran the golf part. The Coaches Association, I guess, was not just the PSL coaches. But anyway, so it was a 2-week camp ran by Parks and Recreation, and they have dorms on there. Mm-hmm. Dorms there, and then they bust students out from different parts of the city, and they did not only sports, but they did summer enrichment and academics. And And they had real chefs in there cooking for them every day, like the shit you seen in the movies.
That's dope. That's nice.
Okay, and some of them stayed on campus, and some of them were bussed out. But they also teamed up with some teachers, some of the teachers in the public school district, and they also did enrichment for these same students who had issues during the school year. So this is like a summer booster. I mean, I was like. Even the camp that I went to when I was younger didn't even have all that. We didn't have like spend a night, and we didn't have tutoring and all that. But I hope that the rec centers that are about to open up now definitely can go back to something like that. Camp Brighton, and I know Camp Brighton wasn't the only place that did this. But like you said, how can we keep the rec centers that way? Well, keep them staffed correctly, and don't skimp on the funding when it comes down to maintaining them. And actually engage in the community and. Giving them what they really, really need, to make them need to come there, make them come there for what they need. Yeah. So, what do you suggest, Mark, as far as keeping these rec centers afloat after they open them back up?
Well, you kind of pretty much nailed it on the head, but then at the same time, you got to be innovative. Don't have creative programs and creative, I guess just programs like for the kids to be involved in, for the youth to be involved in, just not the typical. Basketball team, football team, and that's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, we live in a new day and age now where there's so many different things available for kids to know and learn and do and get sharp at. Other than just sports. So there's a lot of things that we could be cultivating into them or instilling into them that they could be learning at a recreation or not only learning but just practicing. At a rec center.
Like Jasmine talked about last week, her org that teaches financial literacy, for children. And then, I don't know which governor this was recently, but he passed something to where he required the public schools in his state to teach financial literacy to the students. And I guess he was hated up until this point. Whoever he was. I forgot who he was, but... A lot of people were happy to see that. Yeah,
but definitely offer something different. Like if I growing up in a rec center, like the dopest thing would probably be like to have my birthday at a rec center.
Man, because, I had a winter birthday. I couldn't do it.
But you could do it because guess what? All of the kids are already in the area. The kids that you grew up with in the neighborhood or go to the neighborhood school.
That does make sense.
Already in the area.
By the time I was going to rec centers,
and then offer something different. Like all of our rec centers, they all have basketball, right?
Yeah.
They might have a field for. Hey, put some gymnastics in there. Because the way I look at it, the Olympics should have a lot more color in it.
Oh,
because we grew up flipping off mattresses and all of that stuff.
Well, if you look at it, right, everywhere that color touches the Olympics,
it takes over.
It excels.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and then they get upset.
I don't care if it's the bobsled team or whatever. And, so they gave Simone Biles a flux. And then the whole girl, the girl who, what was it? I forget. She was
the skater?
The Nigerian girl. No, she was I believe she was a track runner. She used to do track and field. Denied her access to perform in the Olympics because she had too high of a level of natural testosterone. But then they would turn around and let a whole man.
Well, that's not. We're not going to talk about this right now. We got a lot more material to cover before we talk about trans athletes right now. I want to finish the Detroit news. But
okay, go ahead.
Thanks, Mark. So, maybe late night Mark show. So the lady said, more? She's a part of Detroit Detroit Parks and Recs. She's not in charge, but she's definitely a part of it. This is certainly a place where people come not only when they're in trouble, and she said, I'm talking about the law, but they also come here when they're in need of food, and they come here when they're in need of recreation. So like you said, other types of sports and stuff. And when I was going to rec centers, I definitely needed it for camp and after school, and I definitely did gymnastics and ballet and all that stuff. But this was outside of Detroit. This is in Redford. This is Grand River and Beach Daily. So, but these connections that I made with people, definitely long lasting. On the city's east side, they're going to rebuild the vacant Lenox Community Center. Where is that, Mark?
Okay, so that's off of Jefferson. You got Dickerson right there. My uncle, he's autistic. They actually had a program there for him like every Saturday I used to take him to. Okay. And they actually, Parks and Recs ran it. They would have somebody that
what's the name of it? Lenox, you said?
Yeah, Lenox. Like, on the east side of Jefferson where Lenox Street is? You would take Lenox.
I'm about to say, I know it's. I've heard the street, but I can't recall where.
Yeah, you're gonna take it all the way down. It goes through like not a subdivision, but it goes through like a community of houses that's over that way.
Okay.
But
Well,
I think I know you. I think I know the area you're talking about now.
Yeah. You can ask that. They actually a lot of people do fishing off of there.
It's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit. Yes, it's in Detroit.
Man, them fish probably be spitting out all kind of shells. Man, I ain't fishing in Detroit. You supposed to throw them back. Well, I hope you throw them those
people
ones.
People fish in Detroit all the time.
I mean, in Detroit River, but in like the city.
Yes, in the city, like right
and
off
look
of Jefferson.
Look at Marci. Like, do they actually eat the fish?
They eat the fish. Bring them home.
They just wash them off real well, I guess, huh?
So you ain't gotta wash off a fish. A fish is a fish.
If I get Detroit fish, I'm doing something. I don't know. It's just inner city waters in any city, just kind of. And as much as I love Detroit water, I mean,
okay.
I was fishing maybe the Great Lakes, but are you saying like people fishing like Rouge River or something? Like,
Belle Isle. People fishing Belle Isle in that green water.
Okay, but they throw those back.
Okay.
No, they eat them, Marci.
All right. Something about urban fish that just don't sit right with me. You know?
Oh, so you don't like blackfish?
No, it's not. I don't know if it's about the race.
The species.
Even black people, you know, we consume a lot of things in the city that we shouldn't, that affect our health later on in life. I can't imagine what a fish is sipping on in Detroit.
But all
they pull like 500 cars out of the Detroit River and shit. Like, imagine the rust and the motor oil and shit and soaked into the fish.
I'm not eating that.
You know how many dead bodies is in the Detroit River?
Yeah, the fish eat off the dead bodies.
All right, Ricky. Dang.
And in
I don't want to talk about that no more. So, I was trying to say that. Okay, so Lenox is going to double as a hub for it will be a new solar powered center, recreation center. It's going to double as a community resilience hub for residents that experience power outages, according to a press release.
Okay.
Right. So it sounds like is this their resolution to fixing what's causing the power outages? Are we going to have these crazy power outages every time we have a large storm? Just like the drains. How are we going to fix these drains every time we get really bad rains? How are we going to fix the drains?
That's a huge infrastructure problem.
It is. It's been neglected for so long. How much is it going to take to fix those? Was it easier to?
We can barely fix our roads. That's something that we're going to have to deal with.
You know, speaking of fixing the roads, you know that Detroit is being sued right now to the sum of $10 million
from the insurance
of the
companies?
guy who visited here from California, who was downtown riding a bird scooter and tripped into a pothole and cracked his face open. And now, because he has suffered an injury that prevents him from working as a software engineer, he's suing the city of Detroit for $10 million.
So was he wearing a helmet? Man.
He was not.
Okay, well, he don't have a case. He doesn't have a case. So Detroit. Okay, so I read like a year ago that there were a lot of people showing up in the ER with injuries due to running into a ditch when they were on these electric scooters downtown. I mean, once you hit a ditch, because those things are going like sometimes 20 miles an hour, right?
No, they top out at like 15.
15?
Yeah.
What if you're going down a hill?
Then you should not. Okay, so the thing is, like, you should use these things with discretion.
There we go.
Like, you shouldn't be stupid. Like, don't be stupid. We can't
know how to drive.
Yeah, know how to drive.
So, and at this point, like you said, you're using at your own discretion. Nobody
made you do that.
Yeah, you didn't get an emergency. Oh, what? I gotta get on this scooter, or somebody put a gun on your head. Go on the scooter. Go.
I'm quite sure that there's probably some kind of, because I've never heard of anybody winning the lawsuit from that.
From potholes, right?
So, or from these scooters, right? So what I'm saying is like just like there's a clause in like the Uber app for the drivers that we don't read all of the terms and conditions before we click the shit, right? There's probably some type of a term in there where it says if you bust your ass while you on this scooter.
It got to be somewhere on the website when they scan the QR code. It's
in the terms and conditions when you download the app and agree to use it.
Because why would they agree to help you fuck yourself up? Why would they agree to compensate you?
Why would they not cover themselves with any liability?
Because they don't even know if you're going to be drinking or not or anything. They don't know if you're blind.
You could get hit by a damn car on that motherfucker, right?
Yeah. I remember when they first came out, they was like, I think I needed a license to get one. Like, you needed a valid license to get one of those.
Well, speaking of potholes, there's a website called See Click Fix. It's not sexual, Ricky. It is a website that you report potholes and other infrastructure. This stuff that you need, that you know needs fixed. Road problems that you know needs to be fixed in your city. Just about anything. Maybe probably abandoned buildings, or just anything. Not Negroes. You can't report random Negroes that you think are suspicious.
Oh, then it's not even.
And it's not that. You gotta. It's definitely about helping the city.
It's not worth it because that's what we need to report.
Nicole Patterson says here in Arizona you have to be licensed and 18 to ride.
Yep.
Okay.
That makes sense. I mean, because if you're a kid and you on it, that's like it's a motor operated.
I've seen kids
situation.
fall off of those.
Yeah, I've seen kids riding them.
Yeah, and they're definitely downtown a lot. When I get off work from the arena, I see people hopping on them. I thought about it, but I don't have the time to scan the stuff on my phone and stuff. I guess you gotta maybe live a few miles away from where you are to really care about that.
My body not made for that. It seemed like my arm's too short to grab it.
I ain't seen one on 7 Mile. I ain't seen one on 7 Mile Evergreen. I remember when I lived in Baltimore, those scooters were slowly creeping up from downtown, from like where Johns Hopkins were, slowly creeping up the hood streets, and you would randomly see them in the hood, and people were taking them in their house. And will realize that those can be tracked, but people.
I signed up when I was an Uber driver, right?
We here.
When I was an Uber driver, I signed up to be a charger for the Bird scooters, right? And
and
as a charger, right, they'll show you. It's just like the Uber app, or when you find those scooters, where they show you where they are, the ones that need to be charged. And there'll be like bundles of them on people's back porches in certain areas and shit. And it's just like, why in the fuck y'all got 8 Bird scooters in the back of your house?
And
I'm not about to go.
charging?
No. They just ordering them, and it's like, it's telling me where they are so I can go find them. But I'm not about to go on nobody's property to get them.
So you have to wait for them to just put it somewhere.
Or no, you just go somewhere else where they're sitting out. Go
somewhere
else so they actually sitting out in the public, like on the corner.
Actually, right there on 7 Mile, they used to be right there all the
7 Mile
time.
Van Dyke, they used to be all up in the area.
So what happens when I wonder what happens when they can't get the scooters back? Like, what do they knock on the person's door?
The price goes up. Like, the price goes up the longer that the scooter's out.
They get charged. No.
The price goes up for you to, like, say I get done
because there's a lower availability because it ain't that many scooters out there.
So the price goes up for him to go get it. So it
these,
might be a $30 scooter.
These dumbass people probably think that they can do something with them.
Yeah.
So they take them home and think that I just got a free scooter, and now when the bitch don't charge and you can't go nowhere on it.
I got 8 of them, y'all.
I'm gonna start saying some crackhead like, I got them scooters, I got them Bird scooters. Like, no.
Now what a lot of people used to do is they used to collect them. They used to do that. They used to pick up the birds and they will hoard them on their back porch and then turn on their app to go get them, or hoard them on somebody else's back porch. And then guess what? You got 14 scooters. You put them all in your truck and you take them home to charge them. You got that money for them.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, so they was doing that.
Well, they brought these scooters to downtown Detroit to help gentrifiers get around very stylishly. And that's actually related to one of my topics. So my mom always wanted me to, over the last few weeks, she's been asking me to kind of bring up the topic of millennials and how we're affecting retail or certain industries in general. Are we ending or some industries? Are we helping? Or either way. Not in a negative way. She just wants us to kind of like realize how we are affecting the economy. Storefronts downtown Detroit are closing. And over the last 7 years, like 4 or 5 of them sprouted up. You had H&M, Under Armour,
Vincent Fafardo.
Okay, Detroit is the New Black. That's a locally owned business. Madewell, or a lot of businesses they started up, but then they started closing over the last year or two. They weren't pandemic proof. So they're blaming the fact that retailers in general are re-strategizing the way that they're delivering their products, and they're also considering the pandemic. They're saying that's a direct reason. This what's happening in Detroit is a direct result of what's happening. So they're thinking about strategies like open air shopping venues. The pandemic is really reshaping the way businesses do. They're trying to deliver everything to their customers. So they're saying that's why downtown Detroit is going through what it's going through as far as these big retailers, these fad retailers are going away. So in my opinion, I think that every business you shouldn't have went brick and mortar. It's only so many luxury t-shirts I'm going to buy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think they need to really evaluate not just who lives near their stores, but the entire city, because who lives near your store is not going to be just enough. Everybody's not going to be obsessed with your product that live near your stores. Is Detroit a city where retailers like like that, like downtown that could survive? I mean, are we?
I think they could, but high price store, not too many high price. I don't think that we would have a.
We don't need to go in the store to get these. If you're gonna have a Nike store downtown, a lot of us know how a lot of stuff Nike fits
fashion.
already.
I would say like high end fashion. I don't think too many high end fashion brands would last downtown like that. I don't know.
Yeah, like Gucci's not lasting downtown.
Yeah.
Well, they just had a fight in Somerset. I wonder if they changed their mind about opening up
And
downtown.
that's part of my.
They always have a fight at Somerset.
Gucci.
No, so they always have fights. Somerset is known for fights because
I mean, the reason why they fight at Somerset is because it's damn near the only mall left. I just took pictures of Northland the other day, and it's looking like
It's about to be one of those open air places, one of those open air malls that they're gonna have a bunch of different retailers.
They got condos, I think, coming in
They got condos, and like some of the bottom places will be like
and
stores,
retail.
but it won't be like a mall. It'll still be homes.
Okay.
It'll probably be like Greenfield Plaza with apartments on top of it.
There you go. a long Greenfield Plaza. But
So our brick and mortar business is still relevant. Okay, so
some of them are.
Some of them are, and that's because they've given people a reason to come in their stores and shop, or the store itself is a place where they're rendering a service. So me and my homegirl in the car earlier, and we were saying, like, if I come in your store, let's say Ricky's T-shirts, we go to Ricky's T-shirts, experience it, we buy a T-shirt, we try on this T-shirt, we realize it fits, we like the way his clothes fit. Ricky has an online store, has online purchasing also. I know Ricky's clothes fit already. What's online is being offered in the store. Why do I need to come back in your store? You know, and at the same time, for example, what if you never even had a physical store? You just have an online store. Oh, well, if you create enough value to where I'm going to take that risk and still purchase your shirt because I might believe in whatever your cause is, or believe I want to support your business. And let's say I get that T-shirt and it doesn't fit. What's the likelihood of me doing a return?
Okay, so
not very likely. So either way, it's like you're better off having an online store versus having a brick and mortar store if you're going to have just a T-shirt store.
Like say I was selling clothes, I wouldn't do brick and mortar. I would do all of my stuff through Amazon.
Okay.
Because it's just it handles everything. It streamlines
basically
everything.
drop shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically drop shipping. Or I would do like
storing it and having Amazon process it. Some people like that. Some people don't. Some people tried it, like it. Some people tried it, and they don't.
I personally like to go into a store. Like I'm a bigger guy, so I like to go into a store because every 2X, 3X, 4X, every size isn't a certain size.
I agree. Same here.
See how stuff fits.
Same here.
So I personally like to go into a store. But if I, like you said, if I know that this Levi 501 fits, why does Levi 501 need to be a store? Because I know that style fits me.
Yeah.
I know how it looks already. So though, like Levi, the only way that Levi is having a store is if it's in a mall like Great Lakes Crossing, where it's a what do they call them? Like a deep discount type of situation. But as far as like these big stores coming downtown, like Nike downtown is okay. That's cool. Every time I go to Nike downtown, it's full. But we also have a Nike in Great Lakes Crossing, always full. But the pandemic is definitely creating a situation where...
Well, Nike's about to get bust the fuck down right now, right? No, that's Foot Locker that's getting bust the fuck down.
Because of Nike.
Because guess what? Nike... Why would Nike have to get their stuff to them when...
They're basically they're making 80% of their revenue off of Nike products.
Thank you. You know, I think millennials have a lot to do with that. I think that we really changed. We show these companies that we have the buying power. We're going to use it.
Yeah.
We're forcing them to change the way they sell and forcing them to give us some kind of value for buying. Even if we create the value ourselves, we're showing them that we create the value for your product. And then you can sell it.
I mean, they do, I was looking at a commercial. The commercial was from like 86. And they had like Nikes, and the Nikes was like $29, like $29.99. But they were like Cortezes, like everybody know what Cortezes are. But it was still like those are high priced Nikes now.
I don't think I know what Air Cortezes are. They kind of flat, like
Forrest Gumps.
They like kind of boots or something.
No, Forrest Gump. You remember the shoes that Forrest Gump wore when he was sitting on the bench?
Not really. I don't remember that much. I remember the boots going, but I don't.
If you go to LA, never wear Air Cortezes.
Okay, that. All right.
Yeah.
Why not?
I know.
It's a Mexican gang shoe.
I think I know what shoe that is.
Oh yeah, I know some of the ones I always wear, the Cortez.
They're Yeah.
You wear black ones.
Yeah, I got the black ones and the white
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, I see. Yeah, don't go to LA.
I knew you were
Don't go to
Mexican.
LA.
Don't go to LA. Don't wear no baseball cap in LA.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Don't wear a baseball
Just
cap in
period.
LA.
Well, the thing about it is, you better wear it as straight as narrow. You better wear it straight. To
Can
the front.
somebody confirm that for me? Anybody in the comments that's on the West Coast, can you all please
Why
confirm
should we wear a
that for me?
baseball cap?
The gangs have adopted certain baseball cap teams. They are adopted in the gang neighborhoods. So I can't
The hell?
I can't go with a Mariners cap.
I can't wait till this gang shit is over with. If it ever will be over with. You know, we got
Okay.
some watered down gang
The gang
activity.
should be over with when the drug war is over with. And wars are supposed to end, so it's not even a drug war. But let's continue.
Yeah, let's continue. Well, it sounds like gentrification is kind of like wondering, why isn't this working? Well,
I mean, it's working for what they wanted to. Like, it's working for the real estate market for them. But as far as the retail market, it's not. And it's because, of course, of the pandemic and what we say. Like, it's easier to sit at home, sit out. We literally will take our credit card and max it out online shopping.
sitting down on our ass. I mean, walking
Yeah.
around a store is not everybody's favorite thing to do, honestly. Like you said, especially
And then
after
it's just certain stores that, like, I'll go to Neiman Marcus for sure. Because, like, if they drop a new Tom Ford, I want to smell it.
okay, that
So,
makes
like, and that's
sense.
the only way. Like, it's certain things that you cannot, like,
Experiences. You have to
Yeah, you
offer
want
an
experience.
experience. So if you want people to come
What
into
I say
it.
is five things that people always, and one of five things that people spend money on, or a combination of these five things: a cause, an experience, a product, a service, or an opportunity.
Boom.
part.
That's straight up business.
It's a jewelry store that I go to. When you walk in, they serve you mimosas.
And you
You
know
don't
a
have
lot
to
of
buy
the
That's part of the experience.
That's part of the experience. You want champagne, you want.
that they're
all of
providing
that.
an experience to you, because that's what that part of what they want you to buy into.
Yeah,
You
so-
come
a product is not just enough anymore because I can get that. If
the
I'm not going to
product,
experience,
Get that
experience, a
anyway.
Buy it online.
cause,
Or
all that.
honestly, with us, our friends got it.
how
Our
about
friends
it?
sell T-shirts. Our friends do this. Our friends do that.
See,
All of our friends do
That's what
everything.
makes a good product, when it's a combination of all five of those things. When it's a cause for you to invest in. I mean, cause for you to patronize, a service, a product, an experience, and an opportunity. All of those. If you can creatively wrap all of those things up into your, whatever it is that you're selling, then you can maximize your sellability. I'll say.
Speaking of a cause and a purpose, so I got some more feel good Detroit news. So and this is also, is this the last Monday? Is this the last Monday in March?
It is.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up Women's Appreciation Month. Not forever, of course. Whenever I get info about dope women, I definitely will share. Today we're going to talk about a teen who wrote a novel that is centering the main character is a diabetic. She her name is, forgive me if I haven't said this correctly, Brejane Fletcher. She was diagnosed at 11, and when she was diagnosed, she said she felt real bad, like physically. Of course, she had to always go to school, nurses and stuff. She went into 6th grade with diabetes, and so she said she was a little lost about it. She didn't really have people to really, not a lot of references to show how people were living with diabetes. So she said that there's no movies or novels or books or anything centered around someone who has diabetes, and this is supposed to be so common. And it is very common, especially in our community, for so many of us to have it. And honestly, I guess for there not to be some kind of story or something.
They do have a movie centered around diabetes, but they handled that shit wrong. Soul Food.
Oh, okay.
Big Mama got her leg chopped off, and at the end of Soul Food, they all went around and ate the same food that killed Big Mama.
Yeah, so a damn sure not a movie for an 11-year-old that's diagnosed with diabetes to watch.
I never thought about that. I never thought about that.
So she said, in her plight of doing this, I hope that they can show. I hope this book can show that you're not alone. We diabetics are some of the strongest people on earth, and knowing that what we go through every day is not an easy life. She said she didn't see herself in movies or novels, and actually, when I explained this to my mom, I said, "Oh yeah." I probably skipped over some details to where she didn't really understand what I was saying, but I said a girl from Detroit wrote a novel because she couldn't find any main characters, that were diabetic, in movies and novels, so she wrote her own book. She said she couldn't find any diabetics in Detroit. And that's definitely not what I meant. But anyway, so you know what I think? I think that diabetes should be treated, not just diabetes, but illnesses that alter the way you do everyday things in life should be handled in the same way as a physical handicap sometimes. Like deaf people should be able to go just about anywhere, and they should be able to go anywhere that we go and be accommodated, you know. Just like blind people should be able to go. I feel like they should be able to go so many more places and be accommodated. I think diabetics should be able to go to any restaurant and have at least just one option that's diabetic friendly. And it's fucked up because I feel the same way about lactose intolerance too, man. Like, I mean,
everything can be diabetic friendly. Like so everywhere.
I feel like every restaurant should offer some kind of alternate, some kind of option that is friendly for diabetic.
They do.
Is it required? Is it legally required?
It's legally required that restaurants offer a menu or a nutritional facts menu.
Okay.
So if your diabetes says you can only have so many carbs, and say you go to McDonald's, I can only have so many carbs. Guess what? You could change the bread out for lettuce, and that takes care of the carbs.
That's true. I guess I just want them to be more accommodating. You know?
And that's actually for sure. They need to be more accommodating, as in. But like I said, diabetes doesn't mean that you can't eat everything. It just means you have to eat a certain thing or a certain amount of something.
And honestly, we should be eating the way diabetics eat anyway. Honestly, just because you're not diabetic does not mean that you should be, eating everything and going crazy with it. So I definitely want to check out that book. You can check her out at gcmoralvisionary.com. And she has other products there. She's an artist. I don't even think she knows we're talking about it right now. But I definitely want to get into the novel when it comes out.
Yes.
Diabetes affects my family and friends. And understanding it more, I think understanding it more will help us understand what the people we know are going through. And also prevent us from getting it. Mm-hmm. Well, most of us are prone to getting it. So, damn. What a weekend.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, so Saturday.
Sunday happened. Hey, Kiera. Kiera's back.
Hey, Kiera.
Right now we're gonna talk about your boy Will Smith. So, why somebody say Will Smith's marriage is open to everything except jokes? Oh man.
Y'all gonna leave my homie alone.
So I saw what happened. I think we were all a bit flabbergasted.
Yes and no, because I've seen Will Smith smack somebody for disrespect. Will Smith is still from Philly, and I've read Will Smith's autobiography.
How do we know that Chris Rock was Chris Rock? What if it was an alien?
And that was Men in Black.
Okay, so you gonna stop that?
What if that was that?
For sure. Go ahead.
Has there been some? You think this is like a long-standing beef?
I think it's a definite, not long-standing as in like years and years, but after 2019 something was said, or 2017, 2018.
Can you put the phone number on the screen, Mark? I want people to. It's a lot of different opinions on this. A lot of women are saying, of course, this is what I want my husband to do. Some people are saying, oh no, he should have waited till the end.
No,
and then. Nope. And everybody has a different opinion. This whole situation is so dramatic for me. Everybody was drunk. I think everybody was drunk. Okay, and we're not gonna try to make sense out of nonsense here. These are Oscars. These are celebrities. These are rich people, and they had a splat at a party, and it just so happened to be on TV.
They had more than a splat.
My favorite part was Jada. First of all, Jada Pinkett looked so fierce. Oh, she was gorgeous. And when I tell you that eye roll, my head still hurt because I've been mocking her all day. That eye roll. It was the best eye roll I've ever seen in my life. And I think that's probably what tipped Will off. But Jada, how you look so fierce like that doing an eye roll? At what, 50 years old?
I think that's what ticked him off too, because
that eye roll was everything.
Like, because people saying like, oh, Will laughed, he laughed too. And like, okay, so the thing is, sometimes laughter is an uncomfortable thing. But Will could have laughed and then caught himself like, oh, you know what?
That's exactly what happened, dog. That's exactly what happened.
And then it's like, you can only disrespect me so many times. Or you can disrespect me, you can laugh at me, you can do all this. But my wife is hurting. And a lot of people forget that his wife is also the mother of his children, 2 of his children. I'm not going to let nobody disrespect my wife or the mother of my children. And then my children have to ask me later on, why did you do something, Dad? And then Will Smith is still 100-something millionaire. He's almost untouchable. Like, he's not going to jail. If he does go to jail, he's going to get community service.
I don't think Chris Rock will press charges.
Chris Rock ain't pressing charges.
I saw some footage after that where they talk, they chit chat, and they looks like they made some they hugged and everything, and then that's when Will walked over to Denzel, and Denzel said, you know, son, when you're at your highest, that's when the devil will come. That's when the devil will come for you, Will. So that's what he said to him. So anyway, it seems like Will had some. It seems like he was kind of a ticking time bomb a little bit. I mean, no kidding. He's been under some stress over the last however long. It just seems like it just came to an overflow. You ever had a situation where it was like, all right, that's it. This is the last straw, and you just get ticked off. You just get triggered. You just get set off. I think that's what happened. And then by that time, I think he was too embarrassed to even back down for whatever he was going to do or wasn't going to do, because he was laughing at first. So. And let's not forget, Will was that dork. That kid in high school. That person on Fresh Prince is probably exactly who he is in real life. And, sometimes they get up in front of the whole school and do some shit that embarrass themselves.
And then it happened in Art Imitate Life. Like you said, he got in one little fight and we all got scared.
Yeah. And everybody in the room looked real uncomfortable. Lupita was behind him. Yes, Lupita. It's very ghetto over here in the U.S. We do this kind of stuff on TV. It's very ghetto over here, girl. And... what else? I asked my mom. I said, what you think Dad would have done? She said he would have talked to him afterwards, probably. He probably would have said something to him afterwards. He probably wouldn't have walked up there on stage. So my homeboy, Ramil, online, he said, look, I don't care what I would have said. You put your hands on me is something different, okay? So he said he's giving no excuse to what Will did. But a lot of people are also, especially the women, they're saying, oh, if your husband don't defend you in that way, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And a lot of people would like that too. A lot of people are that sensitive, about, hair in general, and especially the illness of alopecia and stuff. So, people are saying that's the way it should act. I mean, your husband might go up there and slap somebody, but is he slapping his side bitch? Come on now. I'm talking about who husband slapping who. Get out of here. Anyway, somebody said, shout out to black men. Monique, I was in the car with her earlier. She said, shout out to black men being able to slap people without getting fired. She was talking about Jawan, too. She said, 2022 is the year of black men being able to slap whoever they want and not get fired at all. Jawan said,
well, the thing about Jawan, he slapped a white man. So he,
Chappelle.
He like upper echelon.
Chappelle. Okay. I guess y'all tired of it, huh? Y'all let loose this year, huh? Okay. I think that, like I said earlier, they said that Chris Rock and Will Smith might have had a long-standing beef. And yes, he did, like Nicole Patterson said, he did talk about his wife back in 2018.
Yeah.
And
I stand behind Will, for sure.
He said, why did Chris Rock say, uh-oh, Richard, when Will was walking up to him? Uh-oh, Richard. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh.
I think Chris Rock knew. Okay, so a lot of people are saying, oh, it's comedy, it's jokes. It's comedians that got their ass whipped.
Yeah, you say whatever joke you want.
Cat Williams came here.
Expect the backlash. Say whatever joke you want.
Cat Williams came here to Detroit. Got his ass whipped.
For real.
I don't know if it was whipped, but he got hands put on him.
What did he say about who?
I thought when Chris Rock was approaching the stage that he was going up there. I mean, Will Smith was approaching the stage. He was going to do so to grab the mic,
say something,
and say some smart shit back to him.
Because that's what he usually does. But I think he really got it to where it was like, look, you talked about my wife one time, and then
talked about him before too.
Chris Rock made a documentary called Good Hair.
That too.
The thing is, women in general are very particular about their hair, even more than men. Like men, we can go bald and we can shave it bald, and it's whatever. We look like a milk dud. We sexy, whatever. Women, they go bald. It's literally a strength thing because women see their strength in their hair.
Especially black women, mainly because you know we're ridiculed. We're ridiculed so much about our hair, whether it's done too much, whether it's not done enough. It's like
whether
damn,
it's real, whether it's yours, all of that stuff.
Can't satisfy no damn body with your hair, you know. So it's like oh okay, here we go with a hair joke. I ain't gonna lie, I googled G.I. Jane and I bust the fuck out laughing, but no, you can't. I guess it's clearly something that Jada and Will talked about, you know.
And then here's another lane that a lot of people haven't noticed or haven't talked about, but a lot of people said that the person that put this narrative out was reaching, right? But Demi Moore, right, the lady who played G.I. Jane, she actually cheated on her husband with a younger guy who was another actor from another movie. So that may have been a reference to that as well as just her hair, like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how much of a reach that was. Remember, Demi Moore, she was divorced from her husband. I want to say 3 years before she ever dated Ashton Kutcher.
Okay.
And a whole lot of people saying, "Oh, well, G.I. Jane was about a woman overcoming adversity." That's also a reach. We know.
Well, a lot of think pieces that went on about this smack. Well, we know.
We know he was making a crack on her hair.
He was making a crack on her hair, and Will. I know he had a. Somebody said David came. Oh, that's Dave. What the fuck y'all fucking up? We got some Asian corned beef. I got a turkey and cheese egg roll, and I got a chicken and cheese egg roll. So that's what we're fucking up over here. Now y'all know how we do on the shit. We either eating or drinking or smoking or something from somewhere black owned in Detroit. So that's what it is. Kiera, she said his wife gave him a look or something like, "What you gonna do, Will?" Mm-hmm. I wonder if he did too. I wonder if she did. I wonder if she did too, because he was giggling at first. It's that eye roll. You know when your partner feelings hurt. You know, first of all, I'm sensitive about my friends. If I look at my friend and I see my friend feelings hurt, I might be laughing too, but I see the feelings hurt. Oh no, it's a motherfucking problem. I'm gonna end this shit. I don't know if I'm gonna smack you, because I'm witty enough. I can say jokes back to you, but Will might not have had it. And I think all Will had at that moment, I think he was trying to save face. Don't forget, he a dork. He's one of those lames that were in high school, you know, that do those things, you know.
Let's straighten it out. Will wasn't a dork.
Yeah, okay.
Will was just a rapper who knew how to rap, and then when he came out rapping, he just didn't want to do it. So every rapper that came out when Will came out was doing what? Gangster rap. Will wasn't a gangster. He was a regular dude. He grew up in a house with his mom and his dad, his brother, sister.
When I say dork, I mean like he's just a very dramatic. First of all, he's a theater kid. A lot of my friends are theater kids, and yeah, y'all are dorks. But as a theater kid, I'm just saying, like, he just was a very very dynamic personality, is what I'm saying. He was an oddball in a sense. Most artists are when they're on the scenes, when they're not around people who are mainly artists. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. And he was dramatic, and that was dramatic as fuck.
But it had to be. It was dramatic, but it was needed. Like the men that I grew up around,
I sure enjoyed it. They
would have did the same thing. The man that raised me,
especially after a few beers and a few shots, and then
sober.
We might think it's the Oscars, but it's actually a casual situation sometimes. That's a casual situation for rich people. I am kind of like embarrassed that they did that in front of Beyonce.
First off,
why y'all doing this in front of Beyonce? She barely come out the house anyway, and then
she probably was back at home by the time the shit hit the fan anyway.
No, I wasn't there.
And she was like, you know what? See, this is why I don't even come out sometimes. I tried to go to the Oscars, and you know, Will got on stage. So
I can't stand your ass, man.
No, I'm gonna tell you, Beyonce and Jay probably loved it, because when Will smacked that other dude, they actually called Will and was telling Will that they was gonna stay home because they was laughing at him all night for slapping the other dude who kissed him on the cheek. They loved that.
They're saying people are saying there's no way Chris Rock They're saying there's no way that Chris Rock should have let Will do that. But here you go. Sometimes when you got a friend and you know that they're going through some shit right now, first of all, what you wouldn't do is try to get under their skin, I guess. I don't know. Some people are insensitive like that, but especially comedians. But you know he got out of character and did something. Why would you want to add fuel to the fire?
Okay,
you know?
So first off,
and plus Will could probably whip Chris Rock ass. Not Chris Brown. Not Chris Brown at all. Chris Brown would definitely whip that ass. But no, Chris Brown
has not been in a boxing movie. Last movie Chris Brown was in.
You can't be the crackhead. You cannot be the crackhead.
Wow.
You cannot be the crackhead.
He still had to. Will had to still do some stuff.
Chris Brown and tear it up.
And Will survived when everybody else in the world died.
I'm with Marci. You're not beating no crackhead.
You're not beating Chris Brown. First of all, after he hit a few moves, you focused on his dance. Chris Brown is not on crack.
He uses cocaine. It's a big difference.
You focused on his dance, and next thing you know, he's up. You got one to the dome. You knocked out. And he's throwing a chair at you, too. He's going to throw a chair.
Let me stop being rude. Chris Rock is very passive as a person. I've seen Chris Rock sit down and let two white comedians say nigger in front of him repeatedly.
Yeah,
so he's passive. Okay.
He's very passive. So
Okay.
Him getting smacked is nothing.
That's
surprising.
probably why Will knew he could go up there and do that, because who gonna let Will Smith smack them? I wouldn't let Will Smith smack.
I mean, the thing is, you say certain things like when it comes to a man's
what is
wife.
He gonna do?
There we go. Chris Rock knew he pushed it, and that's what I'm saying. So he knew that.
He knew he pushed it when he was saying, "Oh, that was a nice one." And the thing is,
he brought
Jada in, and it was probably another upset thing. He brought Jada in, like she didn't belong in there. You would talk about Will winning the award, and then you just jump Jada in there.
Speaking of Jada not belonging, he touched on the fact that Jada tried to boycott the Oscars a couple years ago, and he said, "What was the joke he said? Jada boycotting the Oscars? That's like me being nominated for Rihanna's panties. I was never invited." So he said something like, "I know that's not fair, but neither was it fair that they paid Will $20 million for Wild Wild West."
I mean, that wasn't fair. Wild Wild West was terrible.
I as many times as I've seen the movies, all I can think about is Cisco.
Every time I hear Wild Wild West, that song plays.
Yeah. As many times I've seen the Wild Wild West, I don't remember anything but Cisco, and I don't even think he was in the movie.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's just the video. So, Kira said, "Woo." So, somebody said, I'm gonna quote somebody's tweet. It says, "There can be 100 people in the room, and 99 won't slap you, but one will." Yeah.
That was hilarious.
That was a pretty good one.
That was a good one. I might have to post that one.
Yeah. It's by Moses Saldana. Samuel L. Jackson apparently got an Oscar also.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, what did he get an Oscar for?
I don't know. I tried to look it up. Actually, no, I didn't try to look it up. That's why I don't know. But they did not show it, which is crazy to me. And they say he finally won one. Why wouldn't they show it?
Man.
They was probably scared that he was saying, "Finally got a motherfucking Oscar."
That's exactly what happened. Now I need to slap somebody.
Like we didn't have enough ratchetness for one Oscar show. We don't need to put Sam L on stage.
Oh yeah, Will and Chris fucked it up for Sam. That's exactly what happened. Now I need to slap somebody. So he I mean, congratulations to Samuel L. Jackson, one of my favorite actors. I did see Beyonce's performance. That was pretty good. Mm-hmm. She sounds very beautiful. I love her voice. She still sounds good. People still say she can't sing, but I think what you mean to say is that people love her too much. That's what you think. That's what you're saying. Some people love her too much. Just say that. Don't say she can't sing. Especially, come on now. We all can sing. It's just a matter of how good or how bad. If she's not your cup of tea, she's not your cup of tea.
I can't sing, but Beyonce can sing.
Okay. Kiera said she missed it. Just go back and watch it on YouTube.
It's on my Facebook page. You could go look there.
It's on Ricky's Facebook page. To wrap this show up, I want to shout out to my homeboy Anthony. Anthony went under surgery about 2 weeks ago. He got some fluid drained out from his brain, and people were wondering what's going on. Actually, you know what? Judge Mathis posted about it. He's his uncle. So but Anthony's one of our close friends. We sang with him in the choir. So I'm just letting everybody know who might have been wondering about him. He is doing fine. Anthony is doing fine. He said he had a little headache. Yes, that's what's up. Yes. We love you, Anthony. He said he had a little headache. That's about it.
Can I shout out somebody?
Not yet. Then he said it was a very very risky surgery. The doctors told him that he may not have made it out of that surgery.
Wow, that's a blessing that he made it.
I know, right? But now they got something to where they're going to be able to fix whatever that was without even having to go in again.
Okay.
And so thank God for technology. Thank God for technology. And I said, is there anything? You know, what could you use? And guess what this nigga said? Verner's.
I don't see
Because
anything
in
wrong with that
Michigan, that's
answer.
medicine.
Yeah.
He had brain surgery, and he said he want Verner's, y'all. Anthony, get well, boo. Get well, boo. We love you. Ricky wants to shout out somebody also. Oh, well, I'm gonna wait till you're done chewing. Save me one of those double digs.
For sure. Which one you want?
The one that looks the best. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, I would like to shout out Ken Brass. Over the weekend, Ken Brass threw an event called Tampon Palooza. That was woman-centered, and all of the performers were women. We had comedians, we had singers, we had rappers. Some of my favorite women performers in the whole city. It was held at the D Loft in Hamtramck.
Okay, yeah. I think I've been there.
Basically, the event was us coming together, celebrating women in the city, and
why didn't invite me? Why didn't invite me, Ricky? You had a date.
It was post. No, first and foremost, it was posted on my Facebook. If you follow my Facebook, you would definitely be there. But next year, for sure, you should definitely come.
Okay.
Actually, become a sponsor.
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah.
But we get together. But everybody, it was $10 to get in, or if you didn't have $10, didn't want to give $10, you can give a woman's healthcare product, tampons, pads, feminine wash, anything.
And we don't realize how much of a shortage it is in these not shortage, but how inaccessible these women's products are to women who are going through things, whether they're struggling, whether they're homeless or not. These things cost, and if you don't have a whole lot of money, then sometimes you go to compromise instead of spending the money that you know you want to spend on these women's products. So one time I had a birthday, not to cut you off. One time I had a birthday, and I just distributed. I had my homegirls donate pads and tampons and all that shit, and I just went and gave that shit to homeless women in Baltimore. It's not as many homeless women out here I see on the street in Detroit. But in Baltimore, there was a lot of women on the street, and they definitely could use that. So even if you don't have to always go through an organization or through a event to help people, y'all, when you directly give, you are still helping somebody. And guess what? You ain't got to tell everybody shit about it either. And guess what? Actually, if you never done that, if you never given and then not told nobody shit about it, just try it and see how you feel afterwards. Knowing that you did that. And how you actually impress your motherfucking self. Impress yourself with that. Do you have any more notes about that, Ricky?
I do not have any more notes about it. We need to talk to Asian Corned Beef and get them as a sponsorship because they just sat here and watched all of this. I feel so rude to everybody watching.
Thank you all for tuning in. Like, share. Monday at 8. I will see you there.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile